Opening a savings account in Panama as a foreigner is possible. In this video, we will explain why Panama is one of the most attractive countries for expats, how its US dollar-based system works, and finally, we will explain everything you need to know on how to open a bank account before you come to the country. Avoid mistakes, save times, and learn the key requirements to do it successfully. So stay with us and we will guide you step by step. Panama has become one of the most preferred destinations for expats worldwide, largely due to its US dollar-based economy and the strength of its banking system. Although opening a personal savings account is not mandatory for all foreigners, in many cases it is necessary for immigration purposes or for better financial management within the country. Depending on your situation, the bank may require you to open a savings account, a checking account, or a fixed-term account. One of the main advantages is that any foreigner with modest income can access a savings account in Panama. Some banks allow account openings with minimum deposit starting low as $10, making the process accessible to a wide range of financial profiles. That said, opening a bank account involves strict compliance requirements and formal procedures. If the correct documents are not submitted or process is not followed properly, it is common to lose time visiting the bank multiple times. However, with the right preparation, it is entirely possible to open a savings account in Panama quickly and successfully for a foreigner. Below, we will explain the requirements, the process steps, estimate timeline, and some key tips to help you achieve this process successfully. Requirements to open a savings account in Panama. 1 is the source of the funds. You can prove the source of the funds with last tax return, which is sufficient, and the last 6 months of bank statements, which is an additional support, plus a letter of employment with verifiable information or contracts, which is an additional support too. 2, bank reference letter from a bank used in your country. 3, your address. 4, proof of your address. It could be a lease agreement or a utility bill. 5th, contract of your phone number. 6, your passport. 7, proof of your address. 8, second, identification from your country. 9, residence permit or letter from your lawyer. Banks require a series of documents to open a savings account in Panama as a foreigner, ensuring the applicant's identity, solvency, and transparency. Several Panamanian banks also require that the client be of legal age. Here in Panama, it's from 18 years old. And if you have legal residence in Panama, present their immigration card, resident identification number, or a valid working permit. In fact, most banks require foreigners to have legal immigration status in Panama. It could be temporary or a permanent residency. If the applicant does not have such an immigration card, they will generally not be allowed to open a bank account. This internal policy aims to comply with customers' identification regulations and possess an obstacle for those who wish to open an account as non-residents. However, all is not lost for non-residents. Some banks, usually those accustomed to international clients, do allow foreigners without residency to open accounts, provided that the lawful origins of the funds is clearly justified and additional documents are requested by the banks are submitted. In this special case, the institution will more rigorously evaluate the client's profile and typically requires higher initial deposit amount and minimum account balance. For example, some institutions require an opening deposit ranging from $3,000 to $10,000 depending on the risk of the profile. Another important requirement is the applicant's physical presence. Almost all banks require that the account opening be done in person by the client or their legal representative to verify identity and original signatures. That's a key word. This means that in most cases, the foreigner will need to travel to Panama at least once to complete the process. However, some exceptions, they allow flexibility on this point. Certain banks with an international focus allow you to start and even to complete the opening from abroad if they have offices or correspondents in other countries. Similarly, there are banks in Panama or specialized law firms that accepts and manages the opening of savings accounts assisted by a legal representative to a power of attorney, although the client may eventually have to comply with in-person verification or authentication of documents at the embassy or notary offices, as the case may be. It is essential to consult the bank in advance about its policies for non-resident foreigners. Some require strict residency and physical presence, while others offers more flexible options. Step-by-step savings accounts opening process. Once you have the required documentation and meet the basics conditions, the process for opening a savings account in Panama follows a series of ordered steps. The typical step-by-step process for a foreign applicant is described below. 1. Preparation of documentation. The first step is to gather all the documents listed in the requirements. It is crucial that they are up to date, in good conditions, and, if necessary, officially translated into Spanish by a certified public translator and properly apostilled or legalized to an embassy. This includes obtaining reference letters, apostilled passport copies, and any other requirement supporting documents in advance. Meticulous preparation of your document folder will prevent delays later. As an advice, before traveling, check with the bank if it requires any specific additional documentation so you can bring everything you need. 2. Bank selection and account type. Not all Panamanian banks have the same policies towards foreigners, so it's advisable to research and choose the bank that best suits you on your profile and your needs. Some banks offer faster process for non-residents, while other banks have stricter requirements. For example, they may require large amounts or formal interviews. We have years of experience supporting hundreds of expats in Panama by helping them open savings accounts in Panama. And we have a list of the best banks we work with that makes it easier to get a personal savings account. 3. Application and submission to the bank. Once you have chosen a bank, you should begin the formal application process. This usually involves scheduling an appointment at the branch, by phone or online form, and then attending in person on the agreed-upon date, when we will accompany you every step of the way. At this appointment, you and the lawyer and any joint account holder, if it's a joint account, will need to submit all the collected documents and complete the account opening forms provided by the bank. Keep in mind that at this stage, the bank may change an opening fee, some deducted from the initial deposit, and will inform you of the minimum amount to deposit to open the bank account. 4. Due diligence or compliance interview. As part of this process, the bank will typically schedule an interview with a compliance officer or your assigned account manager. This brief meeting, which may take place during the same document submission visit or at a separate appointment, aims to get to know you better and understand the source of your funds. You will be asked questions about your economic activity, your occupation, why you want to open an account in Panama, the origins of the money you plan to deposit, the average number of transactions you expect to handle, and so on. 5. Internal review and approval. After submitting the complete application and passing the interview, the bank will proceed to evaluate the opening internally. It means it will pass through different departments. Now, let's talk about the number 6, which is the initial deposit and account activation. Once approval is received, the final step is to make the minimum opening deposit required by the bank to activate the account. By following these steps and requirements, a foreigner can open a savings account in Panama without major problem. This process is designed to adhere to international standards of financial transparency. So, it may seem demanding in terms of documentation. However, with good prior preparation, it can be completed in a couple of days, giving you a time to enjoy this beautiful country. Recommended banks for foreigners in Panama. The Panamanian banking system holds over 40 banks with both local and international presence. However, not all offers the same flexibility or business acumen when it comes to non-resident clients. Some banks, especially larger or international ones, are accustomed to working with expatriates and foreign investors, resulting in more streamlined processes, bilingual staff, and requirements tailored to global clients. Opening a bank account in Panama could be challenging. That's why we are here. So if you need some support, you can always contact us through our website www.ndm.com.pa, where a lawyer will assist you through this process. Now, if you like this content, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and leave us a comment if you have any questions. See you in the next one.